Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I know there's some of you live, and then we have some people that are going to be seeing this replay, which I don't always do. But today we're going to talk about fall essentials, and this is going to be part one. There will be a part two because our immune system is awesome. It protects us, but there's also a lot to it. And in general, some of you might be asking, well, how do you know about the immune system? What is going on, and what can you relate? So a little bit about my story. I grew up in a very awesome health-oriented household. However, we were still using what I now dub as crappy cleaners. So they had things like sodium lauryl sulfate, DEA. Also, just the word fragrance. Fragrance is not a good word. Parabens, palenthras, propylene glycol is not good either. So they had things like that, but we still ate organic before it was even really a thing. My mom went to natural grocery stores, and I took spirulina and supplements and some of the Chinese things I don't remember. I'm just like, okay, there were these little white balls and these little red balls and just all sorts of things to help support, but I still was constantly sick. So we also used Western medicine too. I God, I don't even know how many times I was on antibiotics, and then also eventually I got my tonsils and adenoids taken out, and I just also, it ended up coming out on my skin, which that's something I know now. If you have skin issues, then it's also a sign that something is going on internally. Something is out of whack. We have what's called reflexology points on our hands, the bottom of our feet, and our ears, but also on our face. So there's some areas of the face that are really saying like hormones are out, and others are digestive system. So, but I had it like everywhere. And with that, with my sinus issues and always having like the flu, pneumonia, and also with my acne, eventually we found essential oils because my little brother had really bad night terrors, and they worked for him. In 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, he was asleep, and then he slept for 8 hours, which was like a godsend because the night terrors were only allowing him to sleep for 2 hours. That also might have been a chemical thing as well. So why I'm telling you all this is that's, for me, my story of how I started on this health and wellness journey, and even dived in deeper to understanding the body, understanding my own body, because it's important to really know what is happening. Like, my body gives me signs when my immune, everyone's does really, but I know that, like, if I know I'm in a hot room, but I'm still getting hot and cold, that means my immune system is starting to work to kick something out. So that's when I use some of my essential oils. You guys can see the diffuser already going, and it's changing colors. So I'll use some of my essential oils because I always have essential oils on me. I also do have some supplements with me, but like supplements like Inner Defense, I usually only have this Inner Defense with me at home because it is a gel cap, and in the summer and the spring, sometimes it's in the fall, it can still be hot, so I don't really like my gel cap to get too hot. So we had a question about night terrors. So actually, with night terrors, what my mom used, she was first given samples. She believes it might have been like Valor and lavender, and I think she thought peace and calming. Now, so we use those, and those all come actually in the premium starter kit, which we'll talk more about, but that's really cool. I do know that with lavender is still and this is my little brother Javier, lavender is still his favorite essential oil. And we also use purification quite a bit, and purification is one of the promo oils for this month. That means if you spend X amount, you get that free. Again, I'll explain more later. But purification not only helped him with calming down, like when we called them meltdowns, when he was completely freaked out. And over time, they used to last 2 hours or more, and then they eventually got down like 15 to 30-minute increments. So if it was 2 hours, it was 145, then 130, then 45 minutes, or like it could be 2 from 130. It just kind of depended. And we just used the oils. We put them on him. We also put them on us, and also paid attention to, tried to figure out what were the triggers, like dark rooms, um, noises, and things like that were kind of triggers for a lot of the meltdowns. Oh, and my little brother was eventually diagnosed with autism as well. And we went to other therapies, but we checked in with his diet and we looked at um, oils to help with the brain. So we did all of the things. It was everything. It was diet, it was specific specialists, and it was also essential oils, okay? All of those things that really helped him. And then for me, with my world of skin and sinus issues, which we're in fall, so we still have sinus issues. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is what I call my sinus support. And my sinus support is Ningxia Red, which I already have in my seltzer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add it into my seltzer, since actually, you know what, I will just, why not? I'll take some extra Ningxia Red. So you either shake it up or you just like mix it up with the pouch, because this is a superfood. And if you saw the bottle there, it's a darker red at the bottom because it's a puree. The puree, the skin, you got to shake it up. And this also has an amazing amount of amino acids, minerals, really good, high in vitamin C. This is one of my go-tos for fall. Like I already do 2 ounces of Ningxia Red every single day. Let's see, I've actually never dropped drops in here. We'll see how this goes. Do I have my scissors? So what, or I could just always tell you guys. So lavender is one of those drops. Let's see, if I get the first lavender in there, then I will continue. But if it's gonna be a pain in the butt, I'll just tell you guys what I drop in, and it might looks like it's already gonna be a little bit pain in the butt. Oh yeah, it doesn't, it sort of went in. So lavender, sinus support, I do 3 drops of lavender, peppermint, lemon, and thieves vitality. With those 3, though, or those 4, sorry, 3 drops of lavender, thieves, peppermint, and lemon vitality, that's what I start with. Meaning that's how I do it. And if I need to do more, I'll do more throughout the day. If you are very new to essential oils, I would say start with 1 drop of each in your Ningxia Red, and then we will then add to 2 drops, and then add to 3 drops, because your body is still getting used to essential oils in general. So you want to start slow and then add more, okay? And it's just a beautiful thing. Essential oils work. We already kind of talked about the internal, and there's already essential oils in here. It's just amazing juice. It's great on its own. It tastes amazing. And this is one of the fall important essentials you need for this fall, okay? And then we have with the vitality line, so that's all of the white labels. And if there is a red label, let's see, do I have, or a purple, like if there's a green color label and then there's the peppermint, that's the same quality. There's no difference. It's just the labeling, ingredients, and how the FDA has required us to do that. And then we also, so essential oils internally are huge, but then we have the diffuser as well. So that's the aromatic, that's the smelling. And then of course you can always put essential oils on topically. So here's a drop, you drop it in. That's actually 2 drops, that's okay, because I am an adult and I can do anywhere from 1 to 2 drops. Also, just smelling it from your hand is a way to get it into your system aromatically through your nose. And when you smell it, it goes directly to the memory center, the limbic center of the brain, and it helps with mood, stress levels, heart rate. Essential oils are awesome. So that's the aromatic, the aromatherapy aspect. And then you also have the topicals. So it goes into your cells and works on that cellular level, getting into the bloodstream. That's why, again, with knowing the ingredients of your products, like your cleaners and your lotions, and really understanding those ingredients, because anything you put on your skin is going to be absorbed and get into your bloodstream. And that's almost why we have to be more diligent about what we put topically on our skin, because it's not like our digestive system, where our digestive system has that filtration and the liver does a lot of work. So that actually brings me to Super C, because Super C is awesome to help with. Vitamin C is great, but what many people don't know is vitamin C helps push out junk in your body. It gets rid of things. So vitamin C right now for Young Living, you can only do a shop order, but many of you on here know about Essential Reward Points. And if you have some Essential Reward Points and then you want to add some vitamin C or some of those other items on your shop order, then you can basically still get the free $100 free shipping with doing both. So that's how I kind of do a win-win. I use my points at the same time if I need extra vitamin C or anything that's a shop only order, and then I just get to that $100 level, so then I get the free shipping. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah, it's awesome. And if not, just ask me questions. I'm here for you guys. That I do this with my team. My team is valuable, and I have to make sure people have this. It's changed my life. You guys can probably not see. I used to have pizza face acne. It was bad. You can't tell because I use our awesome skincare products and our supplements, and I drink a lot of water. Water is important. You have to make sure you drink water, especially in the fall and the winter. If you live in a cold climate, we usually drop on our water intake, which we don't want to do. We want to drink a lot of water, because if we drink a good amount of water, our immune system, our body will stay hydrated. Because again, we are 80%, is it 80 and 90%? We're mostly water. That's all you need to know. If you want to correct me on the percentage, go for it. But we're mostly water, and that is the most important thing to remember. So we have to make sure we stay hydrated to help support our whole body's function, and especially our immune system. So Super C is super high in antioxidants, and Super C just helps support our immune function in general. Make sure you get it. We also have a chewable version if you don't like tablets. And then Inner Defense. Inner Defense is a gel capsule. I briefly mentioned this earlier. Inner Defense for me, anytime I feel like I was saying earlier, that hot and cold coming on, Inner Defense is one of the things that I will go to. Like I said, it's usually at my house. So if we don't have, or if I'm out somewhere, I will first put on essential oils, or as you guys can see, these are the little pouch ones that you take with you. So I have Ningxia Red with me usually, and if not, I always have oils on me. But Super C is usually in my container, my to-go little container of oils. So Inner Defense is anytime I feel yucky or my body temperature fluctuating, I will take an Inner Defense. And Inner Defense has the thieves essential oil, as well as thyme, lemongrass, and oregano essential oil. And it has mostly coconut oil and other a vegetable. It has fatty oils to help it assimilate into the body. So it's awesome. Inner Defense is my go-to. So that is one thing I will stock up on Inner Defense right now. The other thing that I start making sure that I have enough of, granted, this whole bag lasts me a long time because our cough drops don't have extra sugar in them, and one, they taste really great, and there's just many different levels, but I don't need as many. Like when I used to be sick all the time and I didn't know about Young Living products, I would go through at least 2 bags of cough drops. This, I mean, maybe I do 5, 10, like, so a half a bag, not even. And I have cough drops, right? Yeah, there's 30 cough drops. So a lot of the time I give these as little like, hey, thanks for showing up, put them in a goodie bag or give them as samples. Um, and so these are the over-the-counter one. There's also the hard lozenges. So I just make sure I have either the Thieves cough drops or the Thieves hard lozenges on me. So a little bit more about the Thieves cough drops. The reason why it's an over-the-counter, because it says and it can say that it soothes sore throats, it relieves coughs, and it cools nasal passages. So it has that triple soothing action. I start stocking up on these, even sometimes in the summertime. I actually need to make sure I get one of these sooner rather than later. And you can see it's like any other over-the-counter thing. You're gonna see the little drug facts, but it's all still all natural, organic, supporting the body. All of Young Living's items, the ingredients support our body. Okay, and then we also, I wanted to make sure, I kind of mentioned it earlier about drinking water. So if you want to be very specific about how much water you need, you can take your weight, multiply it by 2/3, and then that's the exact amount of water that your body will need, okay? Now, also, if you exercise or snowboard or anything, we're getting into winter months, mountain bike ride, things like that, make sure you're drinking more water when you're exercising, okay? Add that factor in. And so again, with Ningxia Red, we want to make sure that we take our 2 ounces. So this is already tells you it's 2 ounces. Some people do more than 2 ounces. Like if I feel like I'm coming down with something, this is, like I said, this is one of my other go-tos, or maybe I didn't say it and I'm saying it now. This is my other go-to if I'm coming down with something. I'll either just take it straight, an extra shot, or I'll add essential oils into it. It just depends on where I'm at and how I feel. And another thing, I kind of wanted to mention a few of the promo items. The other person who's on, she does 4 ounces a day. So that's 2 of those patches, which is awesome. I know people who do 6. And the 6 ounces is for weight management. They do 2 ounces 3 times a day, 2 hours. So like if you did it at 8, then you do it at 10, and then you do it at noon or another time. At least 2 hours between each 2 ounces. So I have not done that yet, but I kind of want to do that. So I'm going to ask my team if we do a challenge together, right? That would be cool. Then we can all experience it and see how it does. The different promos this month, for the whole 300 PV, which is $300, you get a purification on Essential Rewards only. And Essential Rewards, you guys will see, it's the best way, okay? So purification, like I said, was one of those that helps my little brother, as well as it's just great for putting it in the diffuser and cleansing the air. It is awesome. Purification for me was something that I put on my face quite a bit. Now we have our beautiful acne serum that's an over-the-counter approved product, but we didn't have that when I first started. So this is one of the oils that I chose to use, and it worked really well for me. But like I said, our extra strength acne serum is amazing. Because I still have some things that pop up, which also for me is a sign, ooh, where's that organ? Like, what is that relating to? So then I look through that and I do this whole thing to just really understand what's happening, because our body is always giving us signs. My goal is to help you know how to pay attention to those signs and use tools on hand so that you can feel better every single day. Copaiba is another one that comes in free. And Copaiba for me is something I use with any sort of muscle issue. So if my neck is a little out or feels weird, or before or after exercising, I use copaiba with frankincense and grand fir. It's amazing. You will be like, huh? And then M-grain. M-grain is for any occasional headache. It just has brain support in general. So I would say that M-grain, if needed, you could also use it for studying if you have kids. Ooh, I forgot to bring, I wanted to bring the little diffuser because now we have our little kids oily set. Well, if you're watching this and you ask and you're like, what do you mean little kids oily set? And there's this cute little owl diffuser, ask me about it. Message me, text, email, and I will send you a picture of the beautiful little kids owl diffuser and how awesome it is. Then the other thing, so those were the 3 oils. And then we have our Thieves Mints. That's the other thing that comes for the promo items, which you always need fresh breath, right? And it has the beautiful Thieves Blend, which is just great for supporting the immune system. And remember, that was also one of the oils that I use if I have sinus issues, is the lavender, lemon, peppermint, and thieves, and that's 3 drops of each. Now, this is the other thing, and this is till the end of September. So by the time I put this up, you guys watching, you might only have 5 or 6 days. So get on it. Message me. Let's have a conversation to figure out what's best for you and your family. This is our beautiful, I love it. I love this cute little bag. It comes with an extra little bag. I think that's to make sure if you have something hot or, I don't know, I gotta figure out what that's for. But it also comes with a strap. Or maybe you put this in the lining so that if something spills, you can just clean out this. That's my guess. So we want to make sure that we know about what it is that we're using on our bodies. Another thing I wanted to briefly mention before I close out and open it up for questions and stop the recording is our beautiful farms. So you can see that's me planting lavender. I've planted lavender, German chamomile, Melissa, and I think Roman chamomile too. But either way, I did that at the Mona, Utah farm, all of those. Some of them were just for the little greenhouse. So some of them were little seedlings, little babies. And then this is our big book that talks about Young Living from the beginning. You know, how Gary got started and how he was on crutches and had his own tree logging accident. Some of his information with his spine. And yeah. How that was our first building. And let's see. Then these are our other farms. Let me see if I can flip to one that has, oh yeah, this is the this is our foundation, our Young Living Foundation Ecuador School. So we give back. I love Young Living, it gives back. It's all about research. These are different frankincense. So this is like a whole picture book mostly, and then some scientific information in here on basically why Young Living. And if you wanted to learn more, you go to seed2steel.com. There will also be a link below, but it's seed2steel.com. And you'll see all our different farms and our commitment to quality and really truly sustainability. That's basically what Seed to Steel is. And that's why I love this company. It's just amazing. It is amazing to be a part of something that's supporting our bodies, everyone's body on the planet, and also the planet itself. It's beautiful. So if you're new, and you're like, okay, cool, I like definitely need this stuff like right now, then there's a few different ways you can join. So if you're like, I just need one thing, I really like these cough drops, that's it, I don't ever want to order again. The good way is you can become a retail customer. However, I know that you were like, dude, how do I get the best deal? What should I do? Let's get everything. Everything you mentioned was awesome. So we want to start, there's 3 different starter kits, because there's one that has a free oil that you guys, if you have little kids, get the little starter kit until the end of September 2020, okay? Get that if you have little kids. That little starter kit is awesome, and it comes with another free oil. All of this will have free shipping, like, cause why not? And then we have a diffuser, and I'm really glad that I forgot the diffuser was supporting my Ningxia Red, but it's okay. Just so you know, in case you have little ones and they spill, there not much comes out of this little thing. Okay. I will clean that up later. But it comes with a box of 12 other oils with that diffuser. This is the Desert Mist diffuser. It's a beautiful price. It's half off. And that is the better way because you get a premium starter kit. You're always going to have wholesale pricing. It's like Sam's Club, only Young Living does it better because there's no annual membership. Okay, and then the best way is you can use that starter kit as your first essential rewards order, and then like the Super C, the cough drops, which that has some Ningxia on the bottom, and the inner defense and the Ningxia Red, you can add that to your next item. There is also a Ningxia Red starter kit, and maybe you're like, oh, antioxidant support all the time, I need that. Then do that one. And add the Super C, the Thieves, and some of the essential oils to your next month's starter kit. And that's why I'm here, to help you guys that are on to really understand what it is that's going to be best for you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, contact me. Let's get started. I know. So if you are ready for health and wellness and enjoying life and having more vitality and more energy, this is the place to be. Trust me. Like, I used to be living 60 to 75% energy. I just got used to it. I thought I was good. Once I started getting better, then I realized like I was tired most of the time. I was just, and I was young. I mean, you guys can tell I'm already young, depending on what age group. But still, for most of you watching this, you're probably like, girl, what do you mean you were tired? You're probably like 20. How are you tired? And I'm like, I was still a teenager. Yeah. And that goes back to really understanding your body, making sure you're staying hydrated, really making sure that your diet and your supplements are good. You guys, we have to supplement now until our food and our soil gets better again. Okay. So that's it. The good, better, best. You guys, I know you're going to want to do the best. Let's get you that starter kit and get on Essential Rewards. And Essential Rewards also is like your cashback card meets your credit card. Only Young Living does it better because you get gifts for the first year. And you also get up to 25% back. So you start at 10%. I don't know any cashback card that starts at 10%. And then you're eventually going to get to 25%. Let's have a conversation. I know it'll change your life. Have a good one. And because it's changed my life. That's how I believe it will change your life, because it's changed my life. So have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. I'm going to chat with these people on. Bye-bye.